Today I'm going to read The Enchanted Umbrella by Audit Myers. A long time ago, there was an old man who made wonderful umbrellas with Patu, his younger helper. The old man and Patu worked very hard in the umbrella shop, and lived happily together in the rooms above it. The old man had no children, and Patu had no family, but the two loved each other like father and son. The old man had only one relative, a very lazy and selfish nephew who came to visit now and then, but only to sit and eat sweets. The old man became very ill. When he could work no longer, Patu worked twice as hard and cared for him tenderly. The lazy nephew continued to sit and eat sweets. One day the old man called his lazy, selfish nephew to his bedside and said, "When I die, take all I have, my money, my house, and all that is in it, and share it equally with Patu, who has taken such good care of me in my old age." "Yes, uncle," promised the nephew. But as soon as his uncle died, the nephew said to Patu, "Now my uncle's money, his house, and all that it belongs to, is to me alone. Go away," and he pushed Patu out of the house. Patu was very sad. It was raining heavily, and so he huddled close to the door. The selfish nephew opened a window and shoved an old ragged umbrella at him, saying, "My uncle has left you this. Now go away." Patu took the umbrella. He was very glad to have something that belonged to the old man, and the umbrella would protect him from the rain. He had nowhere to go, so he walked aimlessly, holding the umbrella above his head like a traveling roof. Patu wandered into the forest, where he was attacked by thieves. One of the thieves tried to grab his umbrella from him, but Patu clung tightly to the handle. To their surprise, the boy and the thief rose in the air at a frightening speed. Patu was afraid he would lose his grip, but the umbrella held him fast. Not so the thief, who was shaken off and dropped into the treetops. Sailing through the air, Patu gazed happily down at the countryside. Far below he saw a richly dressed couple strolling in a beautiful garden. Suddenly he spotted a tiger about to pounce on them. He gave his umbrella a gentle pull, and at once it swooped down into the garden. "Quick! A tiger!" Patu cried as he grabbed the couple. Immediately the umbrella rose swiftly into the air, carrying them to safety. Patu and the umbrella took the couple right to the front door of their grand mansion. "Won't you come in?" the rich man asked as he eyed the umbrella greedily. "Yes, I will. Thank you very much," said Patu as he closed the umbrella carefully. Inside they all sat down to a festive meal. The rich man offered Patu a great deal of money for his umbrella, but Patu refused politely, saying, "No, thank you, sir. This umbrella was a very special gift, and I would not part with it for anything in the world." The rich man still wanted the umbrella for himself, and he had an idea. He ordered his servants to bring a very strong wine for Patu, who drank it and promptly fell sound asleep. While Patu was sleeping, the rich man took the umbrella, eager to try out its magic. He opened it inside the house. At once the umbrella yanked him out of the door and whisked him into the air. As they flew over the river, the umbrella closed abruptly and dropped into the water, with a frightened man still clinging to the handle. Some fishermen who happened to be nearby pulled the rich man from the river and carried him back to his house. Patu, awakened by all the commotion, looked for his umbrella but could not find it. "Thief! Thief!" cried Patu. The rich man heard Patu's cries. Soaking wet and furious, he shouted, "Throw the boy in the river." His cruel servants obeyed him. Patu struggled and kept yelling, "Thief! Thief!" but the servants held him fast. From the steepest rock at the river's edge they flung the screaming boy head first into the icy water. Patu sank, then rose to the surface. He sank again, but managed to rise once more. Just as he was about to sink for a third time, he saw his umbrella floating upside down at his side. With great difficulty he clambered into the umbrella. Together Patu and his umbrella sailed down the river all the way to the ocean through calm waters and stormy. After many days Patu landed on a faraway shore. He was delighted to be back on land. He turned his umbrella right side up, and it joyfully carried him high above the crowd of astonished people who had never seen an umbrella before. "Long, long ago," said one very old man, "kings had umbrellas." So when Patu landed among the people, they crowned him their king. They gave him a fine, cheerful house with a beautiful flower garden. Once again, Patu had a home, and he was very happy. King Patu made a speech. Dear people, I thank you for the fine house and the beautiful garden, and I thank you for the crown. I will wear it always. And now, as your king, I will make my first law. Let each one, young and old, have an umbrella. But do understand that only my umbrella can fly. It belonged to an old umbrella maker who once gave me a loving home and a useful trade. Since only King Patu knew how to make umbrellas, he set up a shop in his fine house. He hired many helpers, and with his crown on his head and the royal umbrella close by, he made umbrellas for all the people in his kingdom. Now the old ragged umbrella had nothing to do but protect King Patu from the rain. Once in a while it got restless and would suddenly pull him up into the air, sometimes when he felt like it, and sometimes when he didn't. This has and more about umbrellas, a short history. Long, long ago, only kings and emperors, sultans, and other rulers were allowed to own an umbrella. It was a sign of power. Then, the rulers began to give umbrellas to some of their friends and relatives and their favorite guests. But, in time, so many people admired umbrellas and wished to have one that they came to be two kinds. Very fancy ones for royal families and ceremonial occasions, and simpler, more practical ones for everyday use by ordinary people. Luckily for us today, everyone who wants an umbrella can have one, a fancy one or a simple one. Some people think that if you open your umbrella inside a house, it will bring you bad luck. But all you have to do is close the umbrella and walk backwards through the front door, and the bad luck is undone. And this was the story of the Enchanted Umbrella.